So what I'd like to show you is how I'm going to make a meat pocket, right? Kind of a meat calzone, and also how you can just make a piece of flatbread. I also always travel with a salt rock, and this is how I'm going to flavor everything, add a little extra salt. So I'll begin with that. I'm going to take some kind of a hard rock and go ahead and hammer off a little bit of salt. And what I'm going to do is take some flour, just like a handful, put it in my cup, maybe one more. I'm going to take that salt. You can add as much salt as you want. Maybe I get a little bit more. Now I'm going to add some water to my flour and salt mixture. The key to this is to add a little bit of water at a time. If you add too much water, then you get really gooey dough, which means that you have to add more flour, which potentially means you're using more of a resource than you wanted to for just that day and that meal if you're sort of in a situation where you're low on food. Do this with your hands, you can do this with a stick. And I'm just actually going to add a little bit more flour so I can make a little bit larger of a calzone. You can hear my rabbit sizzling, which is a good thing. I know that that meat is really cooking, just what I want. Ever in question, overcook. And come out with a piece of dough, right? Pretty cool. I'm gonna make it into a bit of a ball, flatten it out. And I'll utilize my little sandstone slab, cooking slab, and maybe put a little flour down. It's like the home cooking network, right? I'm going to take my rabbit off. Stick and the rabbit are still quite hot. Always best to let these things cool, but what we do for film. I'm gonna take some of this meat. I'll just do a little bit for now. Add it to the inside or the center of my dough ball. This would be another time you could add some more salt. Fold it over the top. And then I'll pinch the edges, just like a calzone. That's kind of what it looks like. And now I'm going to go ahead and cook it actually straight onto the coals. Now that I've had my pita on one side of the coals, I'm going to check it to see if it's hardened, kind of like pita bread, and flip it. So we'll check it out. And it is pretty hard, so I'm going to flip it over. Hard as in it kind of knocks a little bit. Make sure that I'm on nice hot coals. And you don't have to worry about all of the charcoal, influencing the taste of it. Once it's cooked, you can just brush it on off and you're back to just your bread. So don't fret about putting it on ashy charcoal. So my rabbit tastes delicious, and we've concurred that it is sort of a cross between chicken and turkey, light meat, fairly bland in flavor. A little salt is always nice to add to things that are a little bland, which I feel like is a personal assessment of mine is that a lot of these really bland tasting meats are because these animals are eating so healthfully. They're eating exactly what they should be, which is a lot of, grasses or little things, or eating berries or nuts or whatever. They don't have a lot of extra flavoring because they're just eating natural foods. So I find that to be a good sign that this tastes pretty bland. I don't know if there's anything scientific about that, but that's how I feel. And a lot of times your psychology dictates sort of your biochemical, physical makeup, right? And how we feel about our bodies and how we react to different things. If you think you're gonna puke by eating something, you're probably more likely to puke. If you think, what an adventure to see what this tastes like, maybe I won't like it, and I'll spit it out, or maybe it won't sit well, but I'm really excited because it's gonna be good to eat, I'm probably less likely to get sick. We'll leave it, well, just for time's sake, we'll say it's done. Nice little golden touches on it. When I knock on it, it's kind of hard. I'll cut it in half, but I'm still gonna give it a moment before I actually eat it because it's super hot. But we'll just see what it looks like inside. Yeah, it's not quite done, but now the best thing to do, of course, is to add greens to this as well. If I had something like watercress or stinging nettle, I would add those to the pita pocket, and then those juices would come out and this whole thing would be like dripping down my mouth when I eat it, and that really makes a meal. So, you can get gourmet out here, no problem. You're totally laughing at me. So I'm like totally serious right now. It's really good. I mean, it's no like, Pizza Hut or something, but whatever. Okay. Close up. You can see the dough's not quite cooked. Sorry. You can see that the dough is not quite cooked all the way, but it's good enough. It's not like there are raw eggs in this. I'm not worried about it making me sick. You can eat raw dough. It's just flour and water. Here we go. I'm gonna eat it now.